Hello, Cancer. I hope you guys are doing well. I want to go ahead and get into your reading for the month of July 2019. Show me energies present for the sign of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. July 2019. July 2019 for Cancer, please. Cancer energy. Something flip over? No. Okay. Feels like that wants to come out. Strength. I'm going to put that over here just because I feel that I want them to come out on their own, but that felt like it needed to come out. I feel like I wanted an energy overall, and strength is not a bad energy to embody. All right, show me energies present for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, July 2019. Cancer, July 2019, please. Okay. Eight of Pentacles. I'll put this little guy right here, and then put everybody else over here. See if we get some. You can hear Marcel in the background. Show me more for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So the Queen of Wands. Cancer, if you are planning to start to implement things on your own as far as a career, doing entrepreneurial stuff, things that make you feel good, I think it may be coming slowly, but it's coming. Don't be afraid to work hard, okay? Don't be afraid to work hard. We have the Emperor here, so a lot of fire and some stability, some earth. This is really about taking the reins of your life, your experience, utilizing your experience to fortify what you want in your life. As far as jobs are concerned, you know, this is more indicative of you being center stage, you trusting yourself and believing that what you do has merit and worth and value in regard to the people that you give it to. But the point here is we have to work very, very diligently, and we may need to essentially step into start to trust ourselves in a deeper way, you know. Now between two people, you have the Emperor, and you've also got the Queen of Wands. So she is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. The Emperor is Aries. We have the Strength card over here, Leo. A lot of fire, you know, moving forward, doing things on your own, getting that gratification from doing it, like having satisfaction within action, you know. It's important. It's important, most definitely. But here with this Eight of Pentacles, it's all that we put the effort, energy into, the effort that we put towards things. You know, what is making you feel solid? What ignites your soul? What makes you feel happy and vibrant? You know, those are the things that we need to step into. It's really about utilizing your intuition, trusting yourself, going towards what lights you up. Now, between two people, it's like you have the opportunity to work, put energy and effort between two people. Could be two fire signs. I feel you're a water sign, but I feel here she's connected to Pisces a lot of the time, the Queen of Wands, in the regard of the intuitive aspect. The queens are all water element energy within the their placements. You know, they're receptive, they're water receptive. I think this is important to be receptive to your emotional side as well as your intuitive side in regard to how you go about mastering your experience. I keep saying between two people, and then I keep going back to your own situation. Between two people, you and a fire sign, it's the potential to build something greater, the potential for two people to work on something. But it's going to take a fair amount of patience. And also in regard to that, if you are working on a situation with somebody or a relationship, I think it's important to be able to be honest in regard to how you communicate. The Emperor with the the Emperor with the Strength card. Well, that's not a bad combination. I definitely feel that it's important to mention that we start to wind down the ego, step out of the ego, just because if you have two people that feel that they can do something better, or they are a little more adequate in certain ways than the other partner, then you have conflict. And for two people to be working towards the same goal, I think you want to dial that down, so you can actually have communication, so you can have a situation between two people where both parties are being heard, both parties are being felt, and communication can flow easily, ideas can flow easily, connection and heart energy can flow easily between two people. So it's not a one-up game, it's not one-upmanship, because the Emperor, while he's upright, still is a very, I don't want to say tough customer, but he's somebody who is very opinionated, very direct, very my way or the highway type energy. And, while that's oftentimes depicted in the reversal of the card, it's still a domineering energy. When you have two people, and the Queen of Wands can also be a bit domineering as well. But here we have the Page of Cups. So, all right. Good. Let's keep pulling. Show me more for Cancer. Nine of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles, or Ace of Cups in reverse. So interesting here. Now, if you have, this is also a situation, if somebody has been putting their energy into something, really trying to get things going, really trying to make something happen, it feels like that one person has given and the other person, it's not received, and that could also be in conjunction to this energy with the Emperor and the Strength card. Having patience, basically learning when to not dominate a situation, not take over everything, not to control something to death, because what I'm feeling here is it's like we have the realization that we may not receive the, I guess, the recognition and the care that we might be needing versus somebody's abrupt energy. And it doesn't feel like it's nurturing. It doesn't feel like it's loving. And I think that is maybe at the point now where we are communicating to somebody that I'm not receiving what I need here, even though I feel like I'm putting in the effort. And I'm wanting to either resolve that or go. And I think that's important. And you may also have a communication with this other person where they are essentially saying, I'm sorry. I understand that you are not feeling like you're being supported here. I know that I feel like I've maybe dwindled a bit as far as the emotional aspect goes. And I know you're considering leaving. And so there may be an exchange in regard to that. This can be communication. This can be heartfelt communication. Also, how do you emotionally connect with each other in regard to building something together? How are you not able to emotionally connect? Because sometimes when we have a lot of passion, it's like it's our own brand, it's our own energy. And so we're able to move forward in something because we have our own design about it. It's just free flowing, and that's what it is. And it's entirely unique. But when you have two people that have that same view, whether this be work or relationship, maybe the alignment isn't happening. Maybe we need to talk about how we emotionally give to each other, how we can be more so emotionally receptive to each other and heal a situation between two people before we end up getting out of it, before we end up having to lose this situation and let it go. Because it feels, this is more past energy. It could be present energy. This is the present energy, and I'm going to go towards the future between you two. And it doesn't have to be exactly that, past, present, future, but that's just this particular spread. And I don't know what this spread is called because I just do this sometimes. The only spread that I actually do is the Celtic cross, and I do that sometimes. So let's keep going. And I'm going to clarify everybody as well for you. Let's keep going. Show me more energy for the sign of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So you have the Empress coming out in reverse. Oh, I've got a fly in the room. The Empress in reverse is somebody who it's Taurus energy, but she's kind of given up. She's somebody that can be impatient. She's not willing to work for what it is that is going to make a difference in a situation. Female energy here. You know, it's something where a person is kind of checked out, whether that be they're having a hard time in regard to wanting to maintain the connection and continue making things happen, or it could be a situation where they are just emotionally out of sorts. They don't see any future anymore. They don't want to give to a situation, and they essentially are calling it quits. A lot of the time that person can feel very emotionally distraught, withdrawn. They can be overeating, not eating enough, you know, just really, really out of sorts, not nurturing themselves, not taking care of themselves in the best way, neglecting their energy, neglecting the relationship, neglecting things. Show me more for the sign of Cancer. So you have two cards popping out here. So here you are, Cancer. So you have the Three of Cups and the Queen of Cups with the Five of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So, you know, here with the Three of Cups, a lot of the time it can talk about third-party situations. That meaning, though, it's so often played out in tarot readings. I'll give you more to it. The Three of Cups can talk about celebration, and it can talk about people who are in tandem with each other. They work well together. It's people who, I'm sorry, I'm trying to make sure that you can see these cards. I want the Queen of Cups to be visible at least. They are somebody who essentially is the Three of Cups. I'm sorry. My brain went to the Queen of Cups. The Three of Cups, yeah, it can talk about third-party situations, but a lot of the time it talks about people who are kind of the same mindset, people who we do things with, people who we have collaborative efforts with that feel good. This can be your friends, it can be going out drinking, it can be celebration, it can be a lot of different things. It doesn't just have to be third-party situations. But, you know, this may be a situation more so where we're disconnected. Somebody here is disconnected, and it's like we would like to get back to being able to have harmony. We would like to be able to feel connected to somebody where we feel like we're working for the same effort, but we have a lot to do in regard to healing this situation, communicating. You have cards here presented in the centers of this where this is a card of wanting to do things on your own, wanting to be alone. Here we have, if this is a third-party situation, it's a third-party situation. Now, this could be the cause for why this happens, but what I feel here is that we're needing to step into this compassionate role, and that's compassion for ourselves, compassion for the partner. It is also, again, being able to communicate about the emotions, how we reflect each other, how we exchange with each other, and where it's effective and where it's not effective. Because it feels like, you know, you have a lot of back and forth energy here. It's like one person is feeling out of sorts, and, you know, while the goal is to be able to communicate and work effectively towards something where you can see eye to eye, it's almost as if we're falling apart here. This is Taurus energy, Pentacles, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo over here. Something's out of harmony. Something's frustrated, and we need to figure that out. So let's go ahead and clarify. And again, not again, I haven't said it, but in this reading, I do want to mention these are general readings for thousands of people. If this does not resonate with your situation, it's not for you, okay? That's just what I need to mention there, because I see a lot of people, you know, freaking out about, that's not my reading. It's like, no, it's not your reading. It's a general reading. Eight of Pentacles, you have the Ten of Swords coming out in reverse. So this is essentially an energy where, if this was something of the past where we did have a third party situation, either a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Taurus, either way, if somebody brought in a third party, it's like two people wanting to work on it, but still somebody's emotionally like distraught in regard to how to go about that, because they feel that this wounding is still there if it's a third party situation. And it's taking a lot to be able to see the situation in compassion, be able to feel okay about it again, where it's like we have this upright, this Queen of Cups upright, then we have the Empress in reverse. This is a very Emperor, Empress, the female is in reverse here, okay? We've got duality. We also do have duality within these two cards, the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands. They have similarities, especially in regard to intuition, the spirit realm, psychic connection, they do things in different ways, yes, but they also have that connection. And I think there's an importance here where we need to have some sort of understanding of compassion, whether that be compassion. I keep feeling compassion for the self. I feel that the other person is okay. I feel that they may have been the problem here, and this may be an apology, but I feel that there's compassion that needs to be happening for you. Okay, this is Cancer energy. Yeah. And it's like somebody is wanting to move forward, somebody is wanting to fix something, but then it's like their emotions are messed up. They're not healing. You have these two cards next to each other, the Ace of Cups in reverse and the Empress in reverse. It's almost as if like walking away looks really good, but then it's like we still have connection with this person. We still have love for this person, even though it's bound up in a lot of sorrow and frustration. It's almost as if we're trying to give a second chance, but the idea of something from the past keeps coming forward. Show me the Queen of Wands. It does not want to come out. Show me. Okay. Oy. So you have the Emperor in reverse. So I feel that this is what she's dealing with. He's up right now, willing to make things better, but I think this is what has happened with this Ten of Swords in reverse, with the Emperor in reverse. This is somebody who essentially, kind of what I was alluding to in the beginning with the Strength card and the Emperor. It's somebody who has to calm down their egoic side. It's somebody who has to operate in an upright, not an upright, upstanding way. It's somebody who they get very caught up in their own feelings and the way that they need to do something, that it kind of overthrows everybody else, and they kind of don't care. They just do what they do. And it feels like somebody here it feels like the female aspect, it could be male, but it feels like the female aspect here has dealt with that time and time and time again, over and over, and it's tiring. And even though they want to try and make something happen, it feels like the energy's not there to do it. The emotions are kind of spent. They've been spent by worrying, mistrusting a situation or a person, and to try and regain that trust back, it's very difficult. Even if there has been an apology, even if there has been communication, we're still looking at somebody who has a lot of pain that they're holding on to in regard to this. And it's like, even though they're trying, even though you may be on speaking terms, even though you may be trying to currently work on a situation where you're trying to get them back together, it's recognizing where internally we're still really painful. We're still really holding on to whatever's happened. And I think it's causing a significant need to exercise a significant amount of compassion towards ourselves. And if it feels too much, it may be good to just step away. Show me the Emperor, please. Show me the Emperor. Okay, so yeah. I feel that this person, they have the 10 of Wands and the Fool. So this person, I feel, and the Justice card at the bottom of the deck, this person is trying, okay? They may not have done well in the past. They may have messed things up pretty royally, but they're trying. The 10 of Wands talks about burdens that we willingly carry, but it also talks about a fair amount of guilt. And with the Fool, it's like we have the 10 of Swords here in reverse, releasing this energy, trying to work on things very much so with somebody, but it still feels like the female aspect here is emotionally distraught, and having a hard time bouncing back, even though effort is being put in to try and stabilize the situation. We have the Fool here, but if you look, he's looking in this direction. You can try to start something new, you know, but it's almost, this 10 of Wands, he's looking in this direction. The Fool is looking in this direction. The Fool looks straight up at the behavior that this Emperor has exhibited in the past, and toward the 10 of Swords in reverse, which essentially talks about betrayal, deception, lies, things that are very difficult to deal with, especially between two partners, you know, Emperor, Empress. So what we do have, we have this new beginning trying to start, but no matter how many times you try and start a new beginning, what's happening is that we're having a fair amount of guilt about what's already transpired. So that's why we're looking back. To look forward, you know, with this card here, we're still holding this guilt. We're still holding this frustration. And it's almost like it's going towards the direction of the new, you know. So I feel that this person is trying to make it better, but that doesn't mean that it's going to happen that way, you know. Good intentions are good intentions, and sometimes people want to try, and that's fine. And sometimes they can succeed in that. Sometimes it's not a success, and that doesn't mean that you're bad or the person's bad. It just means maybe you're not supposed to be together sometimes, you know. You can't make something happen if it's not going to happen. So show me, I want to see the Empress and the Queen of Cups here before I get into any of the minors, or yeah. So let me go ahead. I want to look at the court cards before I get into the other minors. How about that? Show me the Empress in reverse. So for the Empress in reverse, you have the 9 of Wands. So let's do that, and we will go ahead. 9 of Wands, and then at the bottom of the deck, you have the 3 of Cups. So again, the 3 of Cups being presented here. Somebody who's very, you know, they're hurt, they're heartbroken, they're not certain about a new beginning, even though they're trying, you know, even though it may not end up there, they're still trying. They're open to it, but they're not quite ready yet. This is about being defensive. It's about needing to put up boundaries. It's also about needing to have boundaries for yourself when, you know, sometimes we overgive, and Cancer can do that sometimes too. But with that, it's essentially what I'm feeling is like somebody who's not paying attention to the boundaries that they may need to uphold for themselves. Where saying, yes, I'm going to give more to this and we can try again, but still harboring all of this pain, that's tripping them up. And I don't know if that's going to be able, if they're going to be able to move forward from that, because this essentially, you've got the 10 of Wands, and then it progresses to the 9 of Wands. So this is where one party is ready to let it go. The other party is not so ready to let it go. They've got, and if you look at this straight on, looking right there, bam, you know, looking at this new beginning, looking at this, it's almost as if we realize that going further into this situation, it's going to still feel like a burden, and you may be having a hard time releasing that, or trying to figure out a way out of that. Show me the Queen of Cups here for Cancer. Show me the Queen of Cups for Cancer, please. So for the Queen of Cups, you have the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is, here we have the 10 of Pentacles. The first thing I'm feeling here, and this isn't going to be for everybody, I'm going to read it a couple ways, but first of all, pages represent children, okay? This could be a situation where you are willing to continue a situation, or this relationship, or whatever the situation is, because you have a child, because this is going to stabilize it, or you're trying to restabilize it for your child. I do want to mention that couples that do that, they stay together for the children, you really need to make sure that you're going to be okay as far as being a couple. It's not about being secretly angry at each other, and when your kids in another room or your kids at school, you're just constantly like cutthroat fighting, and then when they come home, you calm down. It's not about that, because the child can feel that. They can feel your emotions, your energy, and they suck it up like a sponge, so be careful about that. The Ten of Pentacles talks about long-standing relationships. It talks about people who create legacies together. They create families, union together. And this may have shaken the situation before, but it's like that type of energy here. If you do have a child with this person, you're staying together more so for the child, and also in hopes to change this, but it's that's difficult sometimes. Show me the Page of Cups. What's up with the Page of Cups? So you have Judgment popping out sideways. So interesting. Judgment popping out sideways, and the Six of Cups at the bottom of the deck for that. Judgment sideways. I read sideways too. It's basically being on the fence about a communication. If this was an apology, it's accepting it, but not accepting it. It's accepting it, but still being incredibly defensive. Not letting it go, not letting it die. It's not really allowing it to change. You're still worried that this person may do that, or you maybe just can't let it go. Sometimes they may never do it again, but this person can't let it go. And it has them eaten up inside. It has them eaten up inside. And here I feel with this Queen of Cups, it's almost as if this person is being dutiful in a way. They're being dutiful in how they go about this. If you're doing that and it is at your expense, Cancer, be careful, okay? The Six of Cups at the bottom of the deck is somebody from your past. You could have been married to them. You could be married to them. It's somebody that you have children with. It's about children as well. For this to be here, it's like we're 50-50. We're in, we're out, we're not certain. And the Page of Cups also is a card about a child as well. It can talk about, what are they called? Apologies. It can talk about communicating with each other on an emotional level, leveling things up, but it's youthful energy. A lot of the time it deals more with creativity and infusing your situations with creativity between the two of you, or however you do, but emotional communication. And it feels like this reconciliation, or whatever this judgment call on your part may be, it's sitting there. It's not quite decided upon yet. You may have decided to forgive the person, or say you have, but the internal aspect here does not feel that way. The internal here feels like you want to go. That's what it feels like. But you're staying together for a child, or you're staying together for the potential of a new beginning. And that may be might not be enough. Please show me the Three of Cups. Show me the Three of Cups. Show me the Three of Cups. Three of Cups for Cancer, please. You have Strength. Again with Strength. So, Strength and the Two of Swords at the bottom of the deck. This is essentially indecision. It's feeling like, when I'm talking about like being emotionally out of sorts, disillusioned, just gutted emotionally, and you're still trying to hold it together either for a child or for the hopes that this can change. It feels like somebody, the male aspect, or somebody here, whoever did whatever they did, is trying, but it feels like somebody else, the female counterpart, or whomever is the victim, or the one that was done poorly against, is having a difficult time letting it go. And to do that, to release that, you need to be very strong. You need to allow things to change. And forgiveness needs to happen. And if you can't bring yourself to do that, be careful about holding on to this. Please show me the 9 of Pentacles for Cancer. Show me the 9 of Pentacles for Cancer. Oh, that went on the floor. And yeah, so we have the Queen of Cups popping out in reverse. So she's here twice now, you guys. That's you. And then underneath at the bottom of the deck, you have the 7 of Wands. So this is feeling defensive, angry, emotionally out of balance, fighting. And, you know, I'm going to say it again. If you're staying in a situation because of a child, be careful about that. That's not healthy for anybody. Yeah, the Queen of Cups is somebody who's emotionally distraught. She can be emotionally manipulative at times, which I can see in this, but especially if she's been wronged and she's hurt and the emotions are raw, it's very difficult for her to get out of it. Sometimes she can, the Queen of Cups and the Empress in reverse in certain ways have some connection, just because in their, how do you say, their, not destructiveness, their destructive natures, they can kind of go down a similar path with excess drinking, eating, drugging. They can not eat enough. They can just malnourish themselves. They become emotionally a wreck, not healthy. Sometimes not patient, impatient. This can also be out of emotional imbalance. You grow impatient with a person, hence strength being here twice, needing to keep our cool, needing to keep patient, needing to ease down the ego, ease down your base animalistic self when you want to rip into somebody. Show me the Ace of Cups in reverse, please, for Cancer. So that went flying over here. Ace of Cups, you have the Devil. So, you know, I do want to mention here with the King of Wands at the bottom of the deck now. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius again. A lot of fire energy. Cancer, you may be dealing with a fire sign. You don't have to be. But I do want to mention here, and I'll get into this in just a second, with this King of Wands, the King of Wands is typically a very gregarious person. He's ready to go. He's wants to nurture things. He wants to take care of those that he loves. He's triumphant. He is a born leader in his own right, and he goes after what he wants and he makes it happen. He makes it flourish. You know, he'll work hard for it. He's an entrepreneur. He figures things out and tries. Now, I feel in regard to this situation with this person, I want you to look at the face of this King of Wands, okay? He doesn't look gregarious. He doesn't look excited. If anything, he looks like he feels guilty. He looks like he feels tired. He looks like he's trying to keep his courage up. But it's difficult. It's difficult, especially if somebody else is not having it or not emotionally stable anymore, not trusting you. It's like you can try and try and try, but it feels like one party is just not having it. One party is trying as well. Both parties are trying, but one party can't get over a certain thing. And yeah, so now in regard to the Ace of Cups and the Devil, this is communicating to me more of an energy where we need to protect ourselves against codependency in situations, against, you know, being in a relationship that you emotionally are not going to be satisfied in, or it doesn't feel like it's going to work anymore, yet remaining in that relationship for a child, or because you hope that it will bring a new beginning, slow and steady. But still sometimes for the Page, if this is not a child and this is a new beginning, the Page of Pentacles energy is very young. It's immature in a certain way. It's sure it can be the road to something prosperous in the long term. But if you have had an experience with somebody where you've been married to them, where you've been in a relationship with them for a time, a significant chunk of time, 5 to 10 years, or you just have a family together with somebody, you know, for you to start back on this path, that might not be enough. The Page of Pentacles might not be enough as far as an energy is concerned here. So, you know, And I do want to mention also at the bottom of the deck here, we have the Five of Cups: regret, frustration, sorrow, sadness, feeling guilty, sometimes crying over spilled milk, just feeling very guilty about something, very upset, very frustrated, very down and out. Underneath here, yeah, okay, so underneath there you have the Devil. All right, so the Devil presenting itself twice, and then underneath the Devil you have the Knight of Wands. So I feel that this is more so energy in regard to the male aspect. It could be female. It doesn't have to be just male. Guys aren't the only ones that fuck up. But as far as the Devil is concerned, it's almost as if like we're paying attention to what they did in the past. If this is a third party situation, and it feels like it might be, honestly. But be careful about how you go about things. Be careful about what you hold on to. Is this a situation that you hold on to somebody because you want to give it a try? You want to, salvage the marriage? Like, if you're emotionally so distraught, the option of being on your own may seem very, very appealing. It doesn't feel like somebody's completely let this go. Honestly, Cancer, it doesn't. So I'm going to go ahead and pull an oracle card, and then we will get into it, okay? Show me for Cancer. I'm going to pull another one. I decided to do the, what do they call the radiance oracles, the romance angels. You have very soon in reverse. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Again, I feel that the situation, it boils down to this judgment card. Okay, very soon. Oftentimes this card talks about clearly deciding what you want and let it come to you now. I feel that the opportunity is here, but we haven't decided if it's truly what we want. Hence why this is on its side. Hence why we're defensive, worried, concerned, not trusting the situation. So let's go ahead and pick a Nocturna, and then we can get this completed. Show me for Cancer. Okay. It was very, very quick. What do we have, Cancer? You have Fireflies in reverse. These are not reversal cards. I'm just going to read this how it came out. You have two more here too. Shark and Weeping Willow. And they were presenting themselves in the deck. So Fireflies first. Fireflies. Inspiration, nostalgia, illumination, brevity. While fireflies aren't a thing where I grew up, I always associated them with nostalgia, childhood memories, and carefree summer evenings. The firefly's symbolism, understandably so, revolves around illumination and inspiration and explores the concept of light coming from within. This card may resonate with you if you are the creative type, such as a painter, writer, photographer, etc. However, fireflies typically live short lives, merely a few weeks, which remind us to never take each day for granted. Hi, Marcel. My cat is up here too. You guys can't see him because he's being a good boy and not sitting his ass in the reading. But you're lovely. I feel here more so, the main thing that pops out to me here, and this is for people with children in this situation, childhood memories. I feel that you're trying to protect these childhood memories or the future of the childhood memories, but this whole situation is causing some problems here. All right, so let's read Weeping Willow and Shark. Weeping Willow. Sorrow, grief, flexibility. Hi, Marcel. The willow tree was considered a symbol of grief and mourning in 16th and 17th century Europe. Chinese folklore associates them with ghosts due to their shape, and it is considered unlucky to have one in your yard. It is also, that's Marcel coming in now. Watch your tail, buddy. Marcel. it is considered unlucky to have one in your yard. It is also a flexible tree able to bend very far without snapping. This teaches us to bend with the universe and with what life throws at you rather than fighting. So that sounds like a lot of it, but also in that same way of saying that, be careful how you bend, especially in regard to if you're bending out of your own bounds, if you are overextending yourself. Okay, be careful if you're overextending yourself because you want to maintain something for the sake of whatever, whether it be a child or just whether it be maintaining a relationship because you don't want to be alone or because it's been a long-standing relationship. So shark. Shark, shark, shark. Shark. Fearlessness, confidence, drive, authority. As a scuba diver, I have seen many sharks in my lifetime, and every time one appears, it has a very commanding presence. To pull this card may mean that there is an opportunity that you need to take a hold of. Always swimming, always moving forward. The shark reminds us to be active in life, not passive. Be fearless in getting what you want in life, and don't second guess yourself. Remember, however, to not bite off more than you can chew. So, especially, again, don't bite off more than you can chew, especially emotionally. If this is feeling like it's not coming together and you're trying and you're trying and you're trying, this may not be something that's salvageable, okay? If it is, then so be it. And I really wish you many blessings if that is the case and you can work with it and bring down your defenses and truly begin to trust your partner again. If you can't, then you can't. And that is that. So I wish you so much luck, Cancer, and I wish you a lot of bravery and heart health and heart healing, and be careful with staying in situations that are not for you any longer just because they appease something else or they're good for someone else but not for you, because in the long run that's not going to be good for everyone else because you're going to be out of sorts. So okay, that's the reading. If you found it helpful, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, if you choose to donate, feel free. There's a link in the description box below. And for those of you that have donated to my channel, I very much value that and I appreciate it more than you know. So thank you. I appreciate you guys. Take care. I'll see you in mid-July. Bye.